Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Tuesday, the 4th of February, 2025. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, Donald Trump has delayed for 30 days imposing 25% tariffs on both Canada and Mexico, but the 10% tariff on Chinese goods is now in effect, and that triggered Beijing into implementing retaliatory tariffs on the US. The toing and froing hit global financial markets over the past 24 hours. The Aussie dollar fell, Bitcoin rose, oil was down, and gold is still trading near record highs. The ASX rallied sharply in the first half hour this morning, then pretty much fell all day to actually finish lower at 8,374 points. Tech stocks were easily the best performers, mirroring Wall Street. Miners also rallied after Donald Trump revealed he'd probably speak to the Chinese government about these tariffs. Energy companies fell back as oil prices dropped, so too real estate investment trusts and consumer discretionary stocks. Uncertainty is ruling the market at the moment. Story number 2, Woolworths boss Amanda Bardwell has restructured her management team as she looks to boost sales across the chain and particularly in its home brand products. There's now a position of Managing Director of Woolworths Retail. The woman who is taking that job, her name is Annette Carantoni. She was previously Chief Supply Officer. She'll look after supermarkets, the red meat processing and supply business known as Greenstock, the broader home brands operation, and grocery delivery company Milkrun, a very big gig. Woolies is under pressure. Late last year, it said it was heading for lower profits and had to up discounting. Of course, the competition watchdog, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, is also looking into pricing behaviour of both Woolies and Coles. Woolies' share price is down about 16% over the last 12 months. It was one of the worst of the large caps in 2024. Story number 3, in other corporate news, Seek's proposed acquisition of XREF for $42 million has fallen through after the bid failed to receive sufficient support from the takeover target's shareholders. Nufarm's share price rose 4% after it told investors a previously announced cost-cutting program remains on track, and Pro Medicus shares jumped 5% after the company signed a $53 million contract with US healthcare network BayCare to roll out its Visage diagnostic imaging platform. The imaging group is already up 12% this year. Story number 4, Australia's largest glass maker and only maker of architectural glass, Oceania Glass, has been placed in administration less than a year after successfully arguing that China and Thailand were dumping cheap glass into the Australian market. Grant Thornton has been installed as administrator of the Dandenong-based company and will continue to run it while they assess the state of the business, according to a report in The Australian. The company employs around 250 people and its products include float glass, coated glass and laminated glass. They're used in buildings across the country. The company is owned by private equity investor Crescent Capital Partners. Now, last year, the company successfully argued that Chinese and Thai competitors were dumping glass products into the Australian market at subsidised prices. Obviously, that didn't help. The company was founded in 1856. It claims to be the only architectural glass manufacturer in Australia. And story number 5, Donald Trump says Elon Musk can't do anything without his approval, as the cost-cutting czar is accused of breaching the Constitution. The ex-owner and newly appointed head of the Department of Government Efficiency, as in Doge, sparked outrage after pledging to abolish the US Agency for International Development, which he condemned as a criminal organisation. Also, representatives from Mr. Musk's organisation were granted access to secure Treasury systems over the weekend, raising fears he could cut payments to state programs such as Medicaid, which provides healthcare to millions of low-income Americans. Democratic legislators in the Senate wrote to the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, raising deep concerns about Mr. Musk's department accessing classified information and risking national security. Mr. Trump appears to be trying to reel in Mr. Musk. He said, and I quote, "We'll give him the approval when appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't." But he reports in. That's it for the afternoon report for Tuesday, the 4th of February, 2025. Make sure you hit follow on the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a Wednesday edition of the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.